Hey guys, sorry I left you hanging yesterday. It was my birthday, and my parents came and surprised me with a visit, and they're here now. My day kind of got rocked yesterday in a good way, and everything else thrown off schedule. But I'm back, and we had one more person to read through her perspective before we jump into the month of November. So, last but not least is Danielle. And Danielle is the overweight little girl that everyone makes fun of and calls fat. I ended up talking and playing with Jessica at recess. My troubles with Lexi weren't her fault. I told Jessica about Anna. Jessica thought Anna seemed nice, which was true. Anna was my science partner for the plant unit, and I liked working with her. You stay away from that girl, you hear me, Grandma said when I first mentioned Anna at home. Your grandmother's right, Danielle. That girl comes from a bad family, Mom said. She'll be a bad influence. I wanted to know why, so Grandma filled me in on Anna's story. We're having a flashback, and I'm just making sure I wasn't rereading something. Sorry. I just listened, but I couldn't help thinking about the Anna I knew. She didn't seem bad at all. In fact, I already liked her. I wanted her to be my friend. I figured that as long as I wasn't going over to her house, I could be friends with Anna in school. Before long, it was time to head inside. I walked alongside Jessica until I saw Lexi marching towards us. I like how they use the verb marching. It already gives us the sense that Lexi is in what kind of mood. Do you think she's all like, hey girl, what's up? Or do you think she's coming with a mission? Maybe mad or has a question? Yeah. She had a mean scowl on her face. There you go. She looked mad. Real mad, like a mama cow determined to keep you away from her new calf. I rushed ahead. I didn't want to fight. I felt bad for leaving Jessica behind, but I wanted to avoid Lexi. I hurried inside and hid in the bathroom, but she found me. The bathroom floor door flew open, and she got right in my face. She told me all the mean things Jessica was saying about me. Mean things? Highly unlikely. Like, you can even ask Kate or Emily. They'll tell ya. Little Miss California's a two-face. Nice to your face and mean behind it. You need to stay away from her. I started crying. Why would Jessica say those mean things? She's not very bright, is she? Lexi hugged me for a second, but it didn't make me feel any better. Then she walked towards the sink. She stood in front of the mirror, fixing herself. I sat in one of the stalls, wiping my tears. Like, you know what else? Lexi said. Jessica's the one who killed your plant. Like, she knocked it over on purpose. She told me. I've known Lexi since second grade, when she was all nice, but she even came over to my house once that spring. But her feather boas weren't a good match for my farm, so she hasn't ever been back. And then in third grade, she started with her mean games. So I've never been to her house. We're friends in school when Lexi says so, and that's it. Grandma says something's going on with Lexi that we don't know about, and that it's best not to worry about being her friend. But I did worry. What was the truth? Was there anyone I could be friends with? Dear God, it's Danielle. I'm going to need your help sorting all this girl stuff out. I hope you don't mind. I'd rather not get Grandma involved. She doesn't always understand. Thanks. Amen. November. Luke. It was November. Apparently, that meant time for Mr. Terupt to get crazy with his math ideas again. I feel a challenge coming on. I think he was on a mission to put us through his math gauntlet. Dollar word. We're going to figure out the number of blades of grass in the soccer field, he announced one day. What? You're going to make us count grass? Peter yelled. That's nuts. No way, Nick was hollering. Dollar word. How are we supposed to do that? Tommy said. I raised my hand. Yes, Luke? You mean we're going to estimate the total number, right? I said. Yes and no, Mr. Terupt said. We'll actually do some calculating to get a reasonable approximation. I was beginning to think that Peter might be right. Yes, it's going to be difficult, but I know we can do it, Mr. Terupt said. Besides, if everything we did were easy, then you wouldn't learn anything. We need to be challenged in order to learn. Mr. Terupt was right about it being a challenge. None of us had any idea how we were going to count blades of grass. But we did. First, we decided we wanted to count 10 centimeters by 10 centimeter squares. My friends, what is the area of a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter square of grass? That's my challenge to you. Which was my suggestion after Mr. Terupt talked to us about sampling and how our government gets population numbers. Then we measured the squares on large pieces of cardboard and cut them out. So we were left with a piece of cardboard that had a 10 centimeter square missing in the middle. That was Mr. Terupt's suggestion. Now it would be easy to toss our piece of cardboard around the field and collect random 10 centimeter samples. So far, so good. Time to head outside. We marched downstairs and out the front doors by the office. Then we stampeded down the sidewalk until the end of the building. The soccer field awaited us on the side of our school. Peter. She was bent over counting blades of grass. It was the perfect opportunity. Oh boy, I see trouble coming. Mr. T was busy helping someone else, so he wasn't going to see me in action. I gripped the cardboard with my best hold, dipped my knees a little, and let the frisbee fly. It zinged through the air on its mission like a missile from a fire jet. Bullseye! Ow! Lexi shrieked. My tushy! I almost died of laughter. I dropped to my knees. I laughed so hard. I couldn't stop. I couldn't catch my breath either. Lots of kids were laughing too. Lexi yelled something about her tushy and me being a jerk. Everyone that missed out on the fun kept asking, "What happened? What happened?" Everyone except Mr. T. He came right over to make sure Lexi wasn't injured. Lexi was holding her tushy and hopping up and down, saying, "Ow!" over and over. She's a total drama queen. Usually, a teacher checks the spot that hurts, but I don't think Mr. T was real big on that this time. "Peter, that's not funny," Mr. T said to me. "Someone could have been injured. You're lucky you didn't hit anyone in the eye. Go sit down." I sat down. It was no big deal. If you'd been there, you would have agreed. It was super funny. All right, guys, we're going to stop there. I'm going to leave you with the math question, which I will repeat, and then I want to hear your thoughts. So, first, what is the area of a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter square patch of grass? What's the area? Now, what I'd like for you to think about, and there's not a wrong answer, I just want you guys to think, is how are they going to use these 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter patches of grass? The amount of blades on the grass. A blade is a piece of grass. How are they going to use their calculation of a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter to get a rough approximation of the amount of pieces of grass in the entire soccer field? So I want you to think about it. Find the area first, and then I want you to think, maybe draw a little sketch of like a soccer field. Maybe draw a little square in the middle for that 10 centimeter and visualize how that might help them to get an approximation of the number of grass blades on the entire soccer field. See you in class in a little bit. Happy Thursday.